None of the experiences I have had with officers of the law have been very positive at all.
Well, I mean, I have like relatives in law enforcement, so I
Oh yeah,
mean,
your Uncle Dave.
yeah, my uncle Dave, my cousin AJ, and
Does he like it when it's organic?
organic. Oh my God, I can't. Oh my God! Like if that ever happened to Uncle Dave, I mean something similar like that has happened to Uncle Dave because
What,
they
dropping acid
no
by
not drop
accident?
not dropping acid on accident, but whenever they go out into the middle of the country and gather up the good old boys growing weed, they would take all of those weed crops and like take them off to like a compound to just burn them. And so what's that? Some of the guys were just taking off their gas masks and just like watching this whole thing burn. So Uncle Dave took off his gas mask and then just got fucking stoned. He was super so. Imagine this: you're burning like a fucking literal ton of fucking weed, and it has to carboxylize to become active. So he's just sitting there breathing it. I mean, even if you're just standing like 20, 30 feet away from the bonfire,
Oh yeah, if you're burning that much of it,
you're just gonna get fucking stoned.
that reminds me of this story I read a while ago about this. Like, he was like this pretty young cop. He had like never done any drugs before, but he was like, all right, I'm gonna get some edibles. I think it was like brownies. And he brought them home to his wife and they ate some, and then like he got too high and he called 911 like, I think I'm overdosing.
Oh, poor guy. He needed someone more experienced to be like, dude, just chill. Everybody, I mean, anyone who has ever messed with edibles
just watch some Letterkenny, eat some fucking Doritos, sweet and spicy chili flavor.
Yeah, just fucking chill. But what's funny is like if they had just had someone say, dude, you just got too stoned, and anybody that has any experience with edibles at all is going to know, yeah, you're gonna fuck up once or twice and take way too much, and you're just gonna have to either take a nap or watch really dumb TV.
That actually reminds me of my ex's mom, who was like a huge fucking stoner. And I remember going over to her house one day, and she offered to let me like take a hit from her bong.
Yeah.
But like I hadn't smoked in a while.
Yeah.
So I didn't think about it. I was just all like, bong hits? Sure, why not?
Hung bits.
This is a bonding experience. So I took a big rip off of the bong, and then maybe 20 minutes later, I was just sitting there in my ex's bedroom on the edge of the bed, like, I couldn't speak, I couldn't move, and I was just like freaking out, like, I know something terrible is gonna happen. But, he was a fucking dumbass, so I didn't want to, like, have him try to help me through this, like, bad experience. Yeah. So I squeaked out in this very tiny voice, like, can you go get your mom? And he went and got her, and she just sat in there with me telling me stories about when she was a kid, like banging girls in Oklahoma, and fucking how her family were Salvation Army people, and like that's what she told me the story about when she worked at the same, I think it was a magazine or something that Hunter S. Thompson worked at.
Oh,
ended up sitting at his old desk. Yeah.
I can just imagine him like walking in, it's like, what are you doing here? You're sitting at my old desk. Chewing on like his little cigarette holder, just waving a bottle of Wild Turkey in her face, like, what the hell are you doing at my goddamn desk? And she's all like, he's like, that's okay. I'm not using it anyway.
She could have handled it, for sure. She could have handled it. But yeah.
I don't know. Like thinking about that, I don't know, because I got like way too stoned eating edibles when I was in Portland once, and then we ended up going to Stripperoki. So yeah, God. My friend Tara, she was like, this strip club's the best strip club in Portland. You have to go with us. You have to go with us. So it was like me, and I was dating Kaylee at the time, and it was like.
So I'm assuming it's karaoke with strippers?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Portland's mostly like totally nude strip clubs, except for Stripperoki. And Stripperoki, it's like they have to wear bottoms, like little bikini bottoms. So anyway,
is that the one with the vegan buffet?
There is one with a vegan buffet, but that's not the
Portland,
one. We didn't go to that strip club, but we did go to a strip club where I could have swore I saw fucking Joel Grind from Toxic Holocaust. I could have swore it was him.
It probably was him.
It might, because he lives in Portland, but he the dancer was singing, or no, she put on "I Would Do Anything for Love"
by Meatloaf.
Yeah, and so Joel Grind got up there and started like singing the "I Would Do Anything for Love" part. But then whenever it came to like the women vocals, like he jumped on the pole and she took over the mic and started like singing the other part, and he was trying to spin around. He actually wasn't bad on that pole. If that was Joel Grind, kudos on that pole.
Sumo Punx, Sumo Punx, Sumo Punx, Sumo Punx. Sumo Punx, Sumo Punx, Sumo Punx, Sumo Punx. Sumo Punx, Sumo Punx, Sumo Punx, Sumo Punx. Sumo Punx, Sumo Punx, Sumo Punx, Sumo Punx.
Hello, my name is Sabrina, and I recently grew 2 new holes. And you should see the look on Matt's face right now.
Yee.
You've seen it. Don't act like you're all horrified.
I wasn't trying to be horrified. I was, what's that word?
Say your line with your lack of holes.
Wait, what was my line?
My name is Matt.
My name is Matt.
And this is
Sumo
Punx.
Oh, God. Took me by surprise. You know what's funny is like when he said that, I thought you were going to say that I was going to say that, like I had turned into you and grew 2 new holes.
No, we've already done that bit.
Yeah.
Where I was you and you were me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Oh, you meant the other holes. The ones I was born. No. I'm talking about additional holes to those ones.
I did see those holes.
Yeah.
And
anybody who's on my Facebook has probably seen those holes.
Those 2 new holes.
I've been posting disgusting pictures of them on there. Long story short, my surgery recovery is not going well.
No, not at all.
Which is part of the reason why we decided to combine our first and second episode of Basho coverage into one episode, which is this episode.
We usually do like, days 1 through 5, days 6 through 10, and days 11 through 15. Anyway. Yeah. Now we're going to do days 1 through 10.
All in one episode.
All in one episode. But, we're going to make it interesting. We're going to make it sexy.
Especially with the extra holes.
God.
Before we get into that, though, we do have some events we'd like to remind you guys of. First and foremost, coming up is the Beer City Sumo Open in Grand Rapids, Michigan, taking place in the middle of a huge international arts festival called Art Prize. Art Prize, yes. There's going to be a clay doyo. Give me the dates and times.
All right, this is at City Built Brewing Company in Grand Rapids, Michigan, Saturday, October 1st at noon local time.
Yes, and if you want to sign up to compete, we did a whole ass episode about Grand Rapids Sumo Club and the Beer City Sumo Open on like the last episode we released.
Yeah.
So there's a link in the description of that episode where you can get the athlete packet, you can get the entry form, or just find out some more information. They're also on Facebook, so go check them out.
Yeah. Then we have the All-American Sumo Classic at the Mr. America Sports Festival in Atlantic City, New Jersey, Saturday, October 8th at noon local time. And so we did find out that this was an invitational. And so far, via Sumo Dan's Instagram page, we have found that there is going to be a Cornelius Booker from Iron Wave Sumo.
Complete with his taco meat.
God. And as well as Jose Galindo from LA. I think he's part of Yama Sumo Dojo, right? I think so.
I believe
I know he trains he hangs out with all. I do think he's part of Yama Sumo.
I want to
Dojo.
go hang out with Yama.
Yeah.
I want to hang out with all those guys.
I know. We need to go to California.
JJ Jones from Honu Sumo. We need
Hell
to go out
yeah.
there and hang out with him
We
too.
do need to go to San Diego.
But he is also going to be at the All-American Sumo Classic.
And Andrew Roden, the only sumo wrestler in Alabama, will be there.
Really? There's no more sumo wrestlers in Alabama since...
He's the only one. Well, I mean...
He hasn't inspired any other Alabamans to try sumo yet.
I'm sure he has.
We need to talk to that guy.
Yeah, we do. And then Kyle motherfucking Ferreter, the sumo
Yes.
nomad from Colorado Springs. He is going to bring the ruckus to the All-American Sumo Classic. And then we have the mighty, the heroic, the mean bean machine himself, Trent Sabo.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is gonna be fucking cool. I really hope there's a live stream of that because I really want to get in on that tournament.
Of course, those aren't all the competitors for that event. That's just some of the ones that we could remember on the fly.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot more people there. I'm really hoping there's live stream too, because this is going to be quite the clash of titans.
Yeah.
After that is the Sumo Boot Camp, taught by Richard Neal himself of the Swiss, as in from Switzerland, Swiss Sumo Society, October 15th. This is going to be hosted by the Midwest Martial Arts Group in Davenport, Iowa. Richard Neal has been doing this shit for so fucking long. He is just a never-ending fountain of sumo knowledge.
Yeah.
So if you're an amateur sumo wrestler and you really want to up your game, check this shit out.
Oh,
if
hell
you
yeah.
just want to learn more about sumo, check it out.
Yeah, Richard Neal is like extremely learned about sumo, and he's been an amateur sumo for some decades, and he has some hilarious stories, like such great stories about amateur sumo, global, international amateur sumo. He's fucking great.
And he's just a really nice guy.
He really is. I love that dude.
Well, let's go ahead and dive into this Basho coverage that we have been spending the last 3 days taking notes on. First thing I wanted to ask, though, what is your overall impression of the Aki Basho so far? We're on day 11 now, I think.
Yeah, well, it's day 11
We're covering
is
day up to day 10 in this episode. They're currently doing day 11.
Yeah, right now it's Makushita day 11.
Yep, people are just now starting to get their kachikoshis and makekoshis. A few of the rikishi have already gotten one or the other of those. But what has been your impression so far?
Well, compared to the fucking dumpster fire of Nagoya, this thing seemed to be going a little bit smoothly. I was kind of, disappointed in old Ichinojo's performance, especially since he took the fucking Yusho, the last Basho. He's not pushing as hard, I don't feel. But I do feel like Midori Fuji and Tobizaru, both as Maikashira 1, are tearing it the fuck up. Like,
Oh, hell yeah.
they're fucking mean. They're mean as hell. And I was like, yeah. And I don't know what it is about Tobizaru, but it just seems like he's got a fire under his ass and he's got a meaner looking face. He doesn't seem like he's just goofing off and jumping around like a little monkey. It seems like he's becoming a fucking goddamn, like, great ape, like Super Saiyan fucking style.
A very tiny King Kong.
Yeah. And then Midori Fuji, too. I mean, Jesus Christ, that kid's
He's
just
been
mean.
getting vicious.
He is. I
and
love
we'll
it.
go into that a little bit later because I think at certain points it's actually worked against him.
Yeah.
But going back to what you said about Ichinojo, that's something that kind of reminds me of what Shodai does every time he avoids Kataban. Or not avoid Kataban, but every time he is Kataban.
And avoids getting demoted.
Exactly, yeah. Which he's definitely continuing
He's
that
doing
cycle.
his thing.
But, he's playing his own game, as I always say.
Yeah.
And, not to imply that there's anything illegal going on, but it could even be that it's to his benefit to not do too well sometimes. So, who knows? I think only Shodai knows.
Only Shodai knows. Why question Lord Shodai?
One thing I've been thinking about too, and I know you and I talk about this all the time, is it does seem like he gets in his head a lot.
He does, and that's what I was about to say, is he's certainly living in downtown his own head, this Basho. That's exactly what he's doing. But
And like I said, it's something we discuss all the time, how your mental state can affect your performance.
you
And
hear
it
people
got
say
me-
that all the time. Sumo's 90% mental.
Yeah, it got me thinking, like, why isn't regular therapy a part of training?
Oh, sports psychologist kind of thing?
Yeah. Why isn't that a part of it? Like, it doesn't even have to be every week, every 2 weeks, every month even. Is it, like, more of a cultural thing, or is it just...
Maybe more of a tough guy thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
We can find out. I mean, like, because it doesn't seem like
mental
Shodai...
health is still health.
Yeah. And it doesn't seem like some of those guys, like even just from the very narrow perspective we could get from their personalities, you know, they do, like, Shodai does seem like the type that he would be receptive to that kind of thing.
Of
Especially
course.
after, like, Hakuho
He's
gave
our
him that talking
goth
to.
lord.
But I am really, you know,
It's like all dogs go to heaven, all goths go to therapy.
Jesus. All right, so but looking at the actual Yusho race itself, it was wild seeing fucking Hokuto Fuji up there because he had been doing like so piss poor for so long. And then this Basho, he gets up there, he just turned into a fucking Pachycephalosaurus and
Currently the leader in this Yusho race.
Yeah.
It's just bonkers. I would have never thought.
Tamawashi, yes, I could see Tamawashi doing that because Tamawashi has a knack for always like disrupting all of my guys. Like on my fantasy sumo shit, anybody that I'm totally rooting for, it's fucking Tamawashi.
Yeah.
Always fucking him up. And then there was Hokuto Fuji, Tamawashi. I think Takayasu, isn't he kind of back in the Yusho race now that he beat...
Yeah, he, as of day 10, was sharing third place with like 5 other Rishi.
Yeah, it's a pretty expansive leaderboard, but Hokuto Fuji and Tamawashi for sure are the ones that I really have my eye on. And Takayasu I have as like the dark horse.
Well, and then we have the 2 new guys to
Oh, yeah.
Makuuchi, Hiradumi, and
Mitoryu.
Yeah, and they've actually been holding their own. I think they're both at like 4 and 6 at the end of day 10.
Yeah, they're at 4 and 6. But, you know, for their Makuuchi debut, their debut.
Their debut.
For their Makuuchi
That's what I've been
debut.
calling it this whole time
The
in my head.
debut.
Their debut.
For their debuts, they've actually been doing, you know, not bad for dipping their toes into Makuuchi.
Yeah, we'll have to see in the next few days whether they're able to capture that kachikoshi or not.
Yeah.
But I've seen a pretty good performance out of both of them as well. I think they could end up being a new Midori Fuji or Oho or
Just
someone
a
like
new
that.
force to be reckoned
Yeah,
with in the upper
yeah.
division. Hell yeah.
You know, outside of the complete battle royale that is the joy right now.
Yeah. And everybody is always, you know, obsessed with those dudes up in the joy. They're the popular kids at school, you know. And so I kind of like seeing what some of the nerds and the fucking weirdos are up to. I mean, that's why I
The
like
freaks and geeks.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and get into some of the details from these bouts that they had.
All right. So, day 1. First, I have to mention that one of my dudes is out.
Abi.
There is no Abi Masatora.
Did you have him on your fantasy?
Oh,
Super
no.
thing?
I made my
Wait,
fantasy.
did I have him? Oh, shit.
I thought we did our
should go
fantasy.
back and check that.
Yeah, we should. I thought we did our fantasy picks after they had announced that he was going to be Kyujo.
I can't remember. You know what? At the end of the episode, we will pull up our fantasy picks and we will tally up what we have as of day 10.
Hell yeah.
All right. Anyway, day 1.
Day 1.
No Abi.
No Abi because of his ankles. I think it was his ankles.
Something happened to his foot. Yeah. Something
Yeah.
like that. And it was like a few tournaments ago.
Yeah, because he went through Nagoya like on painkillers. Like,
Lucky bastard.
I know, it's like, share, Abi, motherfucker. Food eater. All right, so here we go. Day fucking 1. Day 1. 2022, Aki Basho, September 11th, 2022. We began with Hiradaumi. It's his first fight in Makuuchi. He's the first Makuuchi bout of the day, going up against fucking Sideburns. What's his name?
Shimanumi?
Yeah. What? Oh yeah, was it Shimano-umi and Juryo now?
Oh, yeah. Shimanumi was actually just visiting from Juryo for this bout.
I think he's faced him before. I wanted to say, he's dealt with them in the lower ranks, but I couldn't quite remember for sure, but I'm pretty sure he has. So yeah. Hirada Umi absolutely fucking dominates Shimano Umi, grappling with him a bit, and then just speedily escorting him out. Mm-hmm. And then on to our other new man in Makuuchi, Mitoryu, goes up against Tsurugisho in his first ever Makuuchi match, and gets him turned sideways and shoves him out for the win.
Tsurugisho actually hasn't been doing that well for the last couple of Bashos.
Yeah,
I'm wondering if he's going to end up dropping back down to Juryo.
I think he might. And it's ever since that he got that cellulitis, that one time. Ever since then, he's just been kind of like limping along.
Poor guy.
I know. And then Teritsuyoshi. In the third bout of the day, Teritsuyoshi executes a superb kinda hinari twist down on Takabayama after butting heads with him like a couple of horny bucks bashing antlers.
Oh my god, that would be so adorable if the Rikishi actually had like little antlers or ram's horns. Oh my god, could you imagine Takakesho with little like ram horns? That's all he fucking needs. Bashing into everyone all the time.
Oh my god, that'd be hilarious.
That just made me think of Movie Mulligan's little jingle for those Takakesho pins.
Oh my god, I love
bash
those.
Face forward, bash face forward. Anyway, continue.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of, you should go to Movie Mulligan's Instagram page and buy some of those tiny Takakesho pins because they are fucking darling.
Yeah, that guy's really cool. He designed one of our t-shirts. He's awesome.
Movie Mulligan! Okay, Oho. Oho won his match against Chiyashoma after a monowi, which reversed the Gyoji's decision. As both Rikishi were going down in a mutual kotenage, the Gyoji must not have noticed that Chiyashoma's hair had touched the ground first and initially gave him the win. But Oho, who must have been very grateful to his Tokoyama,
his hairdresser.
yeah, that was the true victor.
That's not Victor, that's Oho.
God damn it. All right.
Yeah, this was definitely a lesson in good hairstyling.
Yeah.
With this bout.
Good Tokoyama. And then we get to see Ichiyamamoto.
We gotta come up with a stupid little, like, rhyme for that.
We'll figure something out. We got to see Ichiyamamoto slap the taste out of Ryuden's mouth and send him...
Impossible. Ryuden has always lacked taste. I've said it for so long. I don't believe it. No.
Well, anyway, Ichiyamamoto was going bowling for chimpans and, sent Ryuden right into one. And so that was a very strong start to day one. It was fucking cool, which is...
Yeah, I'm usually kind of, I hate to say bored, but on the first day of the Basho, every time I'm just like, well...
You gotta get warmed up, you know?
Yeah, you gotta give me a little foreplay before you just stick
Oh my
it in.
god, that's fucking crazy. I was just getting ready to say that. Like, day one is foreplay.
You gotta lick it before you stick it.
Yeah,
Anyway.
and this was some fucking strong foreplay on day one.
I was actually, like, really captivated by day one this time.
Yeah. And so we move on to Nishiki Fuji. Nishiki Fuji slams Kotoeko to the clay in a risque ballet. So, yeah, he did, like, this, like, cute little twirl, I don't know what that was, whenever he just fucking,
like a triumphant dandy.
Yeah. But yeah, fuck yeah, Nishiki Fuji. Then we have Wakamoto Haru. Wakamoto Haru executes a masterful Uchari backward pivot throw against Saranoumi.
Yeah, he did look pretty sad, Anumi, after that.
God damn it.
But that Uchari was pretty fucking masterful.
That was pretty
too.
fucking masterful.
His brother, however, was not so lucky.
Oh, God. Okay. Koto no Waka utterly trounced Wakataka Kage.
Yeah, I really like Kotonowaka's Seafoam Mawashi, and I put a note in here specifically to mention that because I don't know what it is about that color. I actually used to have an old, I think it was like an iPod mini.
Oh my god.
That was seafoam colored. And it had like all this wumpscut on it that I used to play when my friends and I would have flogging parties. And I just missed that thing because it was so simple and you didn't have to have this like whole big device with, that does everything. It was just music for S&M right there.
Yeah, so
Plug
you got
it in.
riding crops, wumpscut, iPod minis, and Koto no Waka. Welcome to this fucking universe. That's how we roll.
Welcome to Sumo Punx.
All right, so that is the notable ones, from day one. Of course, there were like lots of other ones, but we're moving on to day two. Nishiki Fuji locks up with Koto Shoho for a while, gets a grip on the Mawashi, which is really loose, and he's eventually able to just escort him out of the ring.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes I think that some of the Rikishi actually wear their Mawashi loose on purpose.
Oh, yeah, they do.
To try
totally
to keep
do.
their opponent from getting like a firm grip.
Yeah, that's what Tochinoshin does. He has his super loose, so they can't throw you very well if you got this loose ash Mawashi. You can't get a good torque.
That's not considered cheating though.
No, it's only it's only if your Mawashi falls off. does that just immediately
you
disqualify
automatically
you.
lose.
Yeah, if it comes untied, I mean, we saw that one bout. I can't remember which day it was where they had
We'll get to it,
Yeah,
yeah.
we'll get to that.
They had to stop him for the
Yeah,
to
so
retie
I mean,
it.
they're going to try to prevent it, but no, this was.
Just get an extra long mawashi and wear it really loose.
But it totally is fucking defense, But it's not cheating. It's tactical.
See, I'm going the opposite way. I'm going to wear my mawashi so fucking tight that nobody's going to be able to even, like, slip their fingers under it.
See,
it's going to be like, you ever see those trees that, like, grow into a fence?
Yeah.
It's going to be like that. You think I'm full of holes now?
Oh, jeez.
I'm kidding. Go on.
Okay, Takanosho, the knob dog, throws Kotoweko around like a rag doll for the win.
That was so fast and smooth that it actually almost looked like they were, like, sliding around on ice for a moment.
Yeah.
And that actually got me thinking, have there ever been any Rikishi that have done any sort of ice skating before? And of course, I went online and I started looking it up.
Oh,
and
no.
I found a Geico commercial.
Oh, my God.
From like 2016 with, I'm pretty sure it's Biamba. So it's got who I think is Biamba doing figure skating.
What the fuck?
He's got like a wig on, but I am pretty sure it's Biamba, and it's just the most adorable thing. I don't know. I don't watch commercials, so I had never seen it before because I was a sociology major and fucking Edward Bernays haunts my dreams. But yeah, this is the first time I've seen it, and it was just so fucking precious.
Oh my God. You know who else is on a whole lot of commercials? Fucking Captain Americus from California.
Oh, yeah, I think you had mentioned that before.
Yeah, he's in a lot of commercials. And so, like, it's funny to, like, kind of keep an eye on his social media and then, like, watch, like, TV that actually has commercials, or, like, even just, like, I think he's even in some shows, but he's, like, an extra kind of running around the background. It's always cool to fucking, like, see and, like, try to say, okay, he's in this show. Okay, I'm watching this. There he is. There's Captain Americus. I don't know why.
Are you going to be a sumo actor when you grow up?
I think I might.
Yeah.
All right, I guess I am moving to California. Anyway, Myogiru and Tochinoshin then have a very energetic battle that culminates in Myogiru canceling Tochi's throw with his own throw. Toch has him on lock, and just mid-toss, Myogiru reverses it by pushing Tochinoshin down first.
Cancel culture.
He's like,
Run amok.
your throw is canceled. Your whole fucking win is canceled.
Poor Tochi.
Oh. All right. Ura.
Ura.
Ura sidesteps Takayasu, snatches up his leg, uprooting him like a goddamn tree, knocking him off balance to easily drive him out.
My favorite part of this bout was actually that little kid in the crowd with the little pink Ura towel.
Oh my God, that was fucking cute. Like,
I'm so glad they got that shot of that little kid. But yeah, anyway.
That was fucking precious. All right. Kiribayama faces off with Shodai and barely recovers from Shodai's slapdown attempt. As the Lord Shodai sees Kiri's recovery from across the ring, he runs up and tries to push him out from the side, but Kiribayama recovers again, spins around, grapples with Shodai a bit before swinging him around and pushing him out for a Yorikiri victory.
My guy.
And then Tobizaru murdered Terano Fuji. Fucking murderalized him.
Well, I mean, it wasn't that bad. I think this was the part of the notes where we forgot to put a description.
No, that's what happened. I think I
Okay.
did that one, and that's just no. I think
I did that.
it.
I
Oh,
did
okay.
that one. Yeah, I meant to go back and put a little bit of detail into it, but
No.
I think murdered Terano Fuji is good enough.
That's what happened.
Well, let's find out what happened on day 3 now.
Day 3, we go back to the newbies. Hirada Umi. Hirada Umi went bowling for shinpans when he launched Takayama into the crowd, and then looked fucking gangsta as fuck right afterward. And it did kind of look like Takayama's taint might have. Did it land on that guy?
I think it landed like, I don't know if it landed like on his face, but it looked close to it.
Eee.
Maybe he was into it. You don't know.
Takayama taint. I don't know. I mean, what if it smells like sandalwood?
Taint-ayama.
You taint Yama.
You taka taint. No.
Oh
Yeah,
my
you
God.
taint Kayama.
You
I don't
taint
know.
Kayama. Oh ho! He's got that.
ho.
Oh ho! He's got that little scratch kind of by his eye that kind of makes it look like he's got like a little teardrop tattoo.
Like he's been in prison.
Yeah, he's fucking. Oh man, he had to fucking take a life for the set. So I mean that's kind of appropriate because how he just casually murderized fucking Ryuden.
He deserved it.
Yeah, he broke a piece off the doyo and he like fucking like bowled into Isegahama Oyakata.
Oh yeah,
It's funny.
Like the steps like going up the side of the doyo.
Yeah.
Just like a huge chunk of it just got like smashed off, and then he just like bowled right into that fucking oyakata.
Which is fucking hilarious too, is because they got this like slow-mo camera shot on Oho, like afterward, and he's doing that little face,
Just looking like a G.
Yeah, yeah. We put that on our Twitter, but yeah, that
saw.
was the best like Oho. That kind of got me on Oho's side now.
I've always loved Oho. I don't know why. He was like, wasn't he one of the first people that I had on my fantasy sumo league?
He was. Whenever
I think
he
was when he first got to Makuuchi.
You're like, fuck it. I'm just gonna fucking go for
I
Oho.
like this guy because his name is easy to say.
Oho.
No, he's really cool too, though.
All right, so on the opposite of names easy to say, we have Wakamoto Haru. So after lots of muscular undulating, Midori Fuji gets his favorite right-hand grip and starts driving forward for the win. But Wakamoto Haru executes another masterful Uchari against him, throwing his ass out. And you could just see that disappointment on Midori Fuji's face.
Just busting out Ucharis all over the place.
But poor Wakamoto Haru, Midori Fuji, his face was just so, I just wanted to hug him. Oh. Hoshoryu topples Ichinojo with a Sotogake leg trip.
Nice.
Enough said. Takabayama looked very pleased with himself after slapping the shit out of Wakataka Kage and dancing his ass outside the ring.
Yeah, that's one of those rivalries that I was talking about before.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like, it's just that one group of guys. It's like Kiribayama, Wakataka Kage,
Hoshoryu.
Tobizaru. It would probably be Abi as well if Abi hadn't pulled out.
Uda's always around those guys.
Yeah.
But Uda's like the weird kid.
Yeah, but he's not all macho and mean about it like the other guys. You know, he's just like, hey, I'm here to have fun. I'm Ura.
Yeah. Oh no, Hoshoryu.
That's how he is in my head anyway. I don't know.
Hoshoryu just looks mean, you know, because you'll notice that about a lot of Indian people is like we're not mean, we just can't see. So we're squinting at everything. And Hoshoryu wears glasses.
Does that mean your mom doesn't hate me?
She doesn't. She just can't see.
She's always looking at me like that.
But that's just the thing. We're not mean mugging nobody. We just can't see. But that's Hoshoryu because you notice he wears glasses and he's always all smiley and laughy.
Oh, he does wear glasses, doesn't he?
Yeah. So whenever he's like at the Basho, he's not wearing his glasses. He's just kind of angrily squinting at everything. And you gotta get aggressive when you do sumo. So I'm sure he's like working himself up. I mean, you see like Angel De La Torre puts on his headphones and gets himself all fucking psyched.
That's what I'm gonna have to do. I've already decided I'm gonna be one of those people that has to just be in my own little world with the headphones before every bout.
Yeah.
If I can get back in the fucking ring, Jesus Christ, I feel like I'm never going to heal.
Oh, you will. You will eventually. We're just gonna have to cauterize those fucking things.
I don't need an abdomen. It's fine.
Fuck it.
Let's just lob it off.
All right, back to the Basho. We have Ura. After a cautious tachiai by Daisho, Ura stands his ground as Daisho slaps him around and deftly avoids being slapped down. Daisho finally works up the courage to charge Ura, who is perched right at the edge of the ring. But Ura pulls some absolute matador shit, sidestepping the Raging Bull Daisho with quite a flourish. And letting his opponent's momentum do the work for him. Daisho charges out before he even realizes what happened as Ura poses with both arms in the air like he just dismounted the uneven bars at a gymnastics competition. Daisho looked both amused and disappointed.
Oh my god. And that's what I was talking about. There's no malice in it. He's just like...
He just dismounted. That was just it. It's just like, ta-da! I did the thing.
The way that he does sumo just is so joyful.
It is.
You know what I mean?
And he's just, even when he loses and he bounces around off the doyo and into the crowd, he just kind of looks like, oh,
with
bother,
that goofy, like,
me.
half smile on his
Yeah.
face.
And when he
love that
loses,
guy.
he's got that distraught face. It's just kind of like, it's like, oh. But did you see? It was like on the sumo meme subreddit. Someone had like found those spiders that like put their two arms up in the air like that.
Oh, the jumping spiders?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They put like Ura's face on like a whole bunch of those spiders all with like their arms up. Like it was fucking adorable. All right. Midori Fuji. Nice strong tachi by Midori Fuji, who was able to easily get a grip on Shodai's Mawashi and escort him out of the ring, as Shodai feebly tried to peel him off. But you can't peel the pit bull. First 3 days of the tournament.
First 3 days in the joy.
They had him going up against an Ozeki on each day, and on his third try, he finally gets the win.
My favorite part of this match was actually the interview afterward, where Midori Fuji was just glowing.
Oh, he was so stoked.
He was downright chuffed.
I mean, I would be TP'd an Ozeki.
Absolutely chuffed.
Yeah. Day 4, we check back in with Hirada Umi. New Boy was doing marvelously until he met the dastardly Chiyoshoma's Hinka and suffered his first loss.
Aww. I bet Chiyoshima planned that.
Probably.
Though. He thought like, oh, this is the new kid. He doesn't know any of my tricks yet.
Yeah, I'm just going to Hinka his ass.
Not that I have anything against the Hinka.
Oh, I know you don't have anything.
I still believe that it is a legit move, but I could kind of see how he's like strategically using it now,
Yeah.
you know?
I don't know. He just seems so dastardly. Seriously, in my head, he's Grima Wormtongue. I think Grima Wormtongue. I think Chiyoshoma's face.
I wonder how many people listening even know who that character is.
Probably people that have read Lord of the Rings or watched the movies.
How many of our listeners do you think have read... Well, no, was Grima Wormtongue in any of the movies?
Yeah, he was.
It's been a while since I've seen it.
Yeah, he was in the movie. He was like that weird... He was like whispering in Theoden King's ear. And
Oh,
like,
that's right. Yeah.
before Gandalf had to come and kick him in the taint and fucking...
You know,
like,
sometimes I confuse Lord of the Rings with The Matrix, so... I might be thinking of someone else.
It's like, can you imagine Gandalf asking if you're going to take the red pill or the blue pill?
Well, because they originally came out at around the same time.
Yeah.
And I was drinking a lot of cough syrup back then, so... I don't know.
All right. Hokuto Fuji has been doing extremely well in this basho so far. But Toch got robbed. Everyone
Yeah.
could see that Toch got robbed. Hokuto Fuji tries to push Tochinoshin out. Toch, in turn, is pushing Hokuto Fuji down and jumping backwards, but he doesn't land until after Hokuto Fuji's hand hits the ground. Total bullshit.
Yeah, in the replay, they replayed it like 2 or 3 times. You could see
Yeah.
that Hokuto Fuji clearly hits the ground before Toch does. Clearly. Like, there was at least a full second between when Hokuto Fuji hit and when Tochinoshin hit.
Yeah.
And I don't know, because I know that they look at the fucking replays sometimes.
Yeah, and but the control room guys, they'll only like, I think the Shimpan will only call a monoe if like they're told to, like in their little earpieces or something like that.
I can't remember. Did they call a monoe for that?
I don't remember. Well, no, we would have put it on there if they did.
Yeah, we probably would have.
But no, the thing that was bullshit about it though is like fucking, I don't know. It just kind of seems like they're either picking and choosing or like, remember a few bashos
It does
ago?
feel like they're playing favorites.
Yeah, a few bashos ago, they were like, people were saying, what is up with these fucking absolute bullshit calls? What's going on, guys? And they actually, I think they said that they were going to send some of the fucking Shimpans and Gyojis to like fucking back to training or something, just because it was so egregious. But
there was also the issue where, was it there one Oyakata who was like, I don't want you guys looking at the video all the time or something like that.
something.
And it's things like that that makes me think maybe there still is a little bit of fixing going on here and there.
There might be.
You know?
It wouldn't surprise me.
Well, we're going to do a deep dive into that real soon.
Oh, yeah, there's gonna
and
be some
various other
fucking-
shady aspects of the sumo world, so keep an eye out for that in the coming weeks.
And then Ura. Ura has Takara Fuji hesitant at the tachiai, which is becoming a habitual issue for a lot of the Rikishi. Everyone seems kind of like terrified of
Oh
Ura.
yeah, they've really gotten to know his tricks now, and that tachi is one of the tricks in the Ura bag.
Really low tachiai. So after sparring a bit, Ura slips under Takara Fuji's arm to execute a devious Staizori underarm backward force out. Another rare Kimarite win for Ura.
Sutazori.
Tsutaizori. So it's they truncate the some syllables, so it's like Staizori. At least that's what the announcers said.
I don't even know if I could say this damn
Staizori.
word. Tootsiezori? I don't know. But yeah, Ura does like those very fancy rare Kimarite. And you can tell he likes this one because like he's always trying to set it up, but then while he's trying to set this up, he gets slapped down and he can just never, well, I don't want to say never. He can rarely successfully. It's kind of like that one move we try to do sometimes, but it's difficult because you're a whole foot taller than me and we don't have a bed frame.
Oh, don't tell people about that.
That's one of our special Kimarite.
All right.
But anyway.
Midori Fuji. This was a vicious bout versus Wakataka Kage. They both spring off the tachiai like a couple of rabid bunnies. Waka grabs Midori by the head and upper arm, but can't do much with it when suddenly Midori Fuji rears back and full-on slaps Wakataka Kage in the face so hard you can hear the whole Kokugikan go, ooh.
Yeah.
But all this
they were like, oh shit.
All this really does is just piss Waka the fuck off. He starts slapping Midori Fuji and just generally beating him about the head and face before ending his fucking life with the Hitakikomi. Midori Fuji just kind of like laid there for a little bit before rolling over and dragging himself to his feet, just looking utterly defeated. He was riding high after beating his first Ozeki on day 3, but Wakataka Kage knocked him down a couple of rungs on day 4.
Put him back in his place.
Ah.
Think he's getting a little too big for his britches.
Tobizaru goes up against Matakeumi in the next bout and calmly delivers him to the outside of the Tawara.
The difference here is that this isn't Tobizaru's first time in the Joy, so he already knows that beating an Ozeki doesn't necessarily make you hot shit, and I think that's really what's going on with Midori Fuji, is he's kind of starting to feel himself a bit, you know? So I think that might just be making him a bit more vicious, and he's gonna have to learn that it's not always all about that.
I don't know. I'd be stoked if I beat some Ozekis.
Yeah.
Some people would argue that the quality of our current Ozekis is lacking, but whatever. They're still Ozekis. They managed to get there.
They are still Ozekis.
Yeah. Takakeisho.
Takakeisho
knows how to party. Takakeisho goes up against Koto no Waka, and we get another brutal slap fest, culminating in Koto no Waka's defeat at the lightning fast hands of the Ozeki.
Not even his extra set of titties could save him.
Nope. God.
All right, let's go to day 5.
Day 5. Hirata Umi faces off against Mitoryu, his fellow Makuuchi debutant. Hira was looking to continue his rampage in the upper division, but got his ass tossed into the Gyoji by Mitoryu. More bowling for Gyojis.
My favorite game.
And here is my proud moment, because my son, Atami Fuji, who was at Juryo 3, decided to make a little visit to the Makuuchi division. I was super stoked about this. So my boy went head to head with Yutakayama. He threw his entire being into his sumo and used his whole body to drive Yutakayama over the bales. He was like a wave of meat undulating through poor Yutakayama. That was a pretty decisive victory. It was pretty cool. All right, Oho dominated with the flurry of Tsupari that sent Terutsuyoshi flying over the edge of the dojo. He had a little bit of swagger in his step on that one.
Straight up G.
Nishiki Fuji deftly executes a slapdown of Chiyotairu at the edge of the Tawara. Chiyotairu had captured his back, but Nishiki Fuji's ballet twirl at the bell sent his ass toppling off the dojo. Takayasu trounced Wakamoto Haru and made it look easy, breaking the latter's 4-win streak.
Oh, damn.
Midori Fuji did a violent waltz with Nishikigi, swinging back and forth through the dojo until Midori Fuji switched it up on his ass and brought him down with his signature Kataskashi. Takabayama was a lumberjack on day 5. Ichinojo was a strong and stalwart oak, standing firm and sturdy. They moved at the speed of molasses, with Karabayama patiently jockeying for a better position and Ichinojo slowly defending. Karabayama eventually got a viable belt grip and chainsawed his way through Ichinojo's defenses and threw his carcass into the river to become tables and chairs in someone's dining room.
What the fuck?
We're eating dinner on the Ichinojo tonight. Tamawashi.
I love these metaphors that you come up with.
Tamawashi versus Terano Fuji was over quite quickly as Tamawashi manhandled the Yokozuna before pushing him out for a Yorikiri win, and Terano Fuji looked fucking pissed walking down the Hanamichi.
Yeah, he had like his little was it the dangly things from
Oh yeah,
the front
the
of his
cigari.
Mawachi? No, or it might have been like a towel or something, but he just like kind of threw it at his little helper guy.
The Skibitos.
Skibito, that's the word. Yeah.
Oh.
He did not look pleased at all.
Oh. Day 6.
Day 6.
Here's a name I haven't said in a while. Tohaku, who was visiting up from Juryo for the day, wasn't going to be rattled by Chiyoshoma's mata.
Chiyoshoma really does just like fucking with the new kids.
He does. Well, it mattered not. Tohaku was able to slap his slippery ass down with the Hitaka Komi.
Good.
Take that back to Mordor, you motherfucker. Takayasu goes up against the increasingly vicious Midori Fuji for a short but energetic fight, culminating in Takayasu essentially just slapping Midori Fuji all the way across the dojo and off the edge.
Yeah, see, Midori Fuji kind of seems to be struggling a little bit now that he's finally experiencing the unknown pleasures of the Joy Division.
God damn it. That was a good one. Tobizaru was able to escape several pushdown attempts by Hoshoryu before turning the tables on him right at the edge and slapping Haas down at a rather awkward angle. The dashing Karabayama displayed some excellent Oshizumo against Daisho as he dashed his opponent over the edge with the Tsukadashi thrust out. Koto no Waka. Koto no Waka manages to get his second win in an Ozeki match as he goes against Matakeumi. It was a close call. Omonoi determined that Matakeumi hit the dirt before Koto no Waka stepped out.
Okay, now tell us about the Ura and Terano Fuji fight.
Oh, Ura and Terano Fuji. Ura, Maegashira 3, then goes up against the Yokozuna, Terano Fuji. After sparring for a bit, Ura is able to get low and drive forward, forcing Terano Fuji out for a Yorikiri victory.
Fuck yeah. And this is just one of the reasons why Ura is the only queen I recognize. But let's move on to day 7.
Day fucking 7.
Which the geishas come back on day 7. We are big fans of the geishas because in our pro-sumo fan fiction that we have created in our heads, all of the Rikshi are really anxious about being made to look bad in front of the geishas.
Like, don't throw me like that, not in front of the geishas. We joke about it all the time.
We do.
Okay.
God damn it, Tobizaru, you made me look dumb in front of the geishas again.
And he just laughs. You know that's how he is.
Yeah.
All right, Terutsuyoshi. Okay. Terutsuyoshi got excited for a bit of giant slaying against Makuuchi debutante Mitoryu. Terutsuyoshi chipped away at Mitoryu's balance with a series of attacks, but the Gyoji stopped the match due to the smaller Rikishi's Mawashi coming loose. Mitoryu rested his entire heft on Terutsuyoshi's back while the Gyoji retied his belt. After the Gyoji signaled for the match to begin again, Terutsuyoshi worked the big man to the bells and fell that giant motherfucker.
Nice. Yeah, I think they've really learned to get their shit together ever since that one bout with Terano Fuji and I want to say it was Wakataka Kage?
Oh, what was it? It was Wakamoto Haru, where the Gyoji stopped the bout and then like had to.
Yeah, and there was like that big controversy because
about how the Mawashi was all untied, all funky. Yeah. Oh
yeah.
My God.
I
yeah.
knew it was one of those wakas.
One of the wakas. All right. Koto Shoho charged the fuck out of Oho. A soul-rattling Tachiai, and then a testicle-shattering follow-up threw Oho's ass over the bells. Brutal ass win for Koto Shoho. Hokuto Fuji continued his rampage with the knob dog himself, Takanosho. The dog put up a hell of a fight, but Hokuto Fuji managed to eke out a win with a bit of Tawara dancing. As of this day, Hokuto Fuji is still undefeated.
For now.
Wakamoto Haru took on
Speaking of
everybody's favorite drunk uncle, Tochinoshin. Not really. That's just how I imagine him. And he got his ass pulled down after getting blasted with a giant hairy forearm.
Got his ass blasted. No.
And other hairy forearm news, Takayasu slapped the shit out of poor Endo and Oshidashi'd his butt cheeks out of the ring. Daisho and Kotonowaka played patty cake with each other's faces, which pissed Kotonowaka the fuck off because he decided to stop playing and just thrust Daisho to the clay.
Nice.
Midori Fuji took on the Sekiwake Hoshoryu.
Oh, shit.
Haas kept trying to bust out the kachikoshi on Midori Fuji, which, you know, is Midori Fuji's signature move.
Yeah.
But his defense was impregnable. His style was impetuous. He put Haas into an angled position and threw his ass off the doyo, giving Midori Fuji an Okuridashi victory. Fuck yeah. Wakataka Kage and his goddamn unlucky Platinum Mawashi started to make a comeback today by ruining Tamawashi's undefeated streak. Tamawashi was about to deal the death blow when Wakataka Kage pivoted at the very last moment and dealt his own Tsukiyotoshi death blow.
A
Takakeisho.
death blow defeated by a death blow.
A death blow defeated by another death blow. That's how it went down. Takakeisho slapped Oda's fat so bad, he bowled into the crowd and knocked around a couple of shimpans. He was like a bendy pink Pooh Bear bouncing off the clay. It'd be adorable if it didn't look so fucking painful.
Aww.
I was impressed with how Terunofuji just hoisted up Ichinojo and just made it look easy. He just like picked him up, like literally. And like, you know, Ichinojo weighs more than me. Both of those guys weigh more than me, which is absurd because I used to weigh 500 pounds.
Yeah, like how could he do that? How could he just lift up Ichinojo
I know.
with his knees all fucky like
But
they
he did it.
are?
Well, I think he's probably using his upper body strength. Dude's a beast.
But they always tell you, like, don't lift with your back, lift with your knees.
I think he was lifting with his shoulders. I don't know.
Ichinojo?
I know.
He was lifting Ichinojo with just his shoulders.
That was all I'm saying is I was impressed. I don't know how the mechanics of it. If that's what finally forced him out was lifting up Ichinojo, but
It's got to be black magic. It's wizardry. He's got some sort of.
it was pretty badass though. Day 8. We're going to segue a bit into some notable non-Makuuchi stuff. So in Division 5 on day 8 was Najima versus Sakura. So Najima is Ichinojo's youngest stablemate. He showed some incredible balance and dexterity. He avoided being thrown using a light-footed spin and then just drove out Sakura, securing his victory against a Rikishi twice his age.
He looked like a little ballerina.
He did. Takabayama versus Asakiri. So that previous spin was only outdone during this bout, where Asakiri generated typhoon-level centrifugal force, throwing Takabayama from the dohyo and leaving him balancing precariously on one foot, hopping near the Tawara. And that is 2 days after winning a bout using that same Kimarite that Ura used, the Staizori underarm backwards force out. So yeah, he used that.
Zori.
He used that 2 days before and then just did this wild fucking, ballet move. I don't know, just like bouncing. It really makes me realize how important Shikos are.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, on to the Makuuchi. Aoyama took on the wily Kotoeko. Kotoeko batted at Aoyama and managed to push him out while vertical and airborne like he was fucking M. Bison. He was. I don't know how you push someone out by being vertical and airborne, but Kotoeko did it.
Oh, man, I was going to say something about my socks because for a moment I thought they were Street Fighter socks, but they're actually...
They're Mortal Kombat socks.
Yeah, they're actually Mortal Kombat socks. So never mind.
So, in the wide world of shitty calls, Myogiru got robbed by Wakamoto Haru. The Gyoji called it for Wakamoto Haru, but the replay clearly shows Wakamoto Haru's foot landing first. Like, obviously landing first. They called Tori Naoshi, and then the rematch just ended up with Wakamoto Haru getting a bullshit win.
Yeah,
robbed.
what the fuck is up with that? This is turning
Shenanigans.
out to be another one of those bashos where
It's just bad calls.
in the replay you can obviously tell.
And they're showing
was-
you the replay, the audience the replay.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can't pull the wool over my eyes? All right. Hokuto Fuji got his kachikoshi on day 8 and achieved this with an undefeated streak. So from day 1 to day
Nice.
8, got his kachikoshi just right there. That's pretty fucking impressive.
It is.
He scored his 8th win by beating up Endo. So where's your butt pillow now, Endo?
You're gonna need it.
Ura played some high-speed chess with Hoshoryu using his unorthodox style to stymie Haas's attacks. He became a pink flurry of violence, methodically picking apart Hoshoryu and ultimately pushing him over the bells. Fuck yeah, Ura.
Fuck yeah.
Ozeki Takakeisho clashed with former Ozeki Takayasu. Takayasu looked large and in charge, being aggro as fuck, forcing Takakeisho to sidestep at the bells, quelling Takayasu's onslaught. You lucked out, bud.
Oh.
Daisho and Shodai have both done pretty piss poor this basho, but as of this, he's doing better than Lord Shodai.
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah. Day
Tell
9.
us about day 9.
Hirada Umi faces the Knob Dog, Takanosho. Those dudes are fucking strong. You can see like their muscles moving around like a group of sentient tamales undulating under their skin.
What the fuck?
Hirada Umi's tamales put up a hell of a fight, but it was the Knob Dog's tamales that won out the day.
Wait, what?
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 I don't know. I was watching this bout and just like
Subdermal sentient
tamales.
tamales.
Just moving and boiling around under their skin.
And that's their muscles?
That's what it looked like at the time. I don't know. When I was watching the bout, I was just like, wow, look at all their muscles working together. It just looked like just pissed off tamales.
What the fuck?
So, I mean, that's
Your
just...
metaphors are getting weirder and weirder.
Hey, Hirada Umi's tamales did better than the Knob Dog's tamales. Well, no, the Knob Dog's tamales won the day.
Yeah.
It was Hirada Umi's tamales that, you know. Anyway,
It's
Knob
okay.
Dog's tamales. All right. Wakamoto Haru stood in front of the sole leader, Hokuto Fuji. The billy goat, that is Hokuto Fuji, shook Wakamoto Haru's entire existence with that tachi-eye. But Wakamoto Haru pushed back, which just pissed off Hokuto Fuji. He pushed Wakamoto Haru to the edge of the bales and then just fucking slam dunks his ass off the edge of the dojo. That was actually pretty badass. Chiyo Tairu and Takada Fuji had to see who was going to get their makekoshi. Unfortunately, it was Takada Fuji who got dealt the loss. Chiyo Tairu kept his own makekoshi for another day.
Oh.
Tamawashi was not fucking around with his kachikoshi today. He thoroughly pissed in Meisei's cereal when he got that upper body grip and just drove him over the Tawara. Tobizaru has been delivering his flying monkey style with gusto this basho. Kotonowaka attempted to force Tobizaru into a chest-to-chest battle of raw strength. They worked toward the edge of the bales where Kotonowaka went to throw the wily monkey, only to get thrown his own self. Flying monkey wins again. Ichinojo scored a much-needed win from the clutches of Midori Fuji. Ichi had a few long bouts this basho, but none of them left me on the edge of the seat like this one. Ichinojo was able to withstand all of Midori Fuji's attacks, and the gentle giant was able to wear him down and deposited the smaller Midori Fuji on the outside of the ring.
Aww.
Just deposited him. Ura brought down the great Shodai with his wonky style. At this point, poor Shodai has gained a makekoshi. At least he's not Kataban.
Yet.
He'll pull through in November.
He better.
Takabayama dealt an upset to Ozeki Takakeisho. He crushed out the power hamster and squeezed him out like a zit on prom night.
What the fuck?
Daisho pummeled Matakayumi out of the ring, meaning that all three Ozeki have lost on day 9.
Ooh.
Terano Fuji faced Takayasu. Both Rikishi fought with everything. It was an all-out kaiju attack. It went back and forth a couple of times. Terano Fuji and his busted knees were trying to end things quickly with the Kakaeshi foot sweep, but that gave Takayasu the opportunity he needed to slam the coffin lid closed on Terano Fuji.
Man, Tara's not looking so good.
Well, we get to day 10. Terano Fuji withdrew on day 10 due to osteoarthritis in his knees. Chester A arthritis.
But people were already saying that they were predicting he would possibly pull out of this Basho.
So some say it was to save face, but Teruno Fuji and Isegahama and Ajigawa all expressed their, concern over his poor knees. Teruno Fuji called them time bombs.
Yeah.
So both the Oyakatas, Isegahama and Ajigawa, both expressed their concern and relayed Teruno Fuji's remorse over having to withdraw. There has been talk of surgery. Mm-hmm. There's also been talk of retirement from those outside the JSA, but nothing of this nature has been expressed officially. But the pendejos on social media are definitely wagging their jaws.
If he does have another surgery, because this would be, God, how many surgeries has he had already?
Well, just that major one that saw, because he was Ozeki, and then he went back down to, did he go to Sandanme or did he go to Jonidan?
He went down pretty far.
I think he might have gone down to the bottom rung and then had to work back up.
Yeah, but if he does end up going through another surgery, then...
Well, he's Yokozuna. They're not going to demote him.
Yeah, he's not going to lose his place, but he will have to probably not compete in the next
few Bashos.
I
mean, Hakuho did that. He missed out on a few tournaments before he had his final couple tournaments,
That's true. We actually watched that video recently of him testing out his Shiko for his doctor after his surgery.
And I will always remember that was it the Nagoya Basho with Teruno Fuji and Hakuho, that final fucking...
Oh, fuck yeah.
That one lives in my heart forever.
But I do want to say, protect your knees, do your Shiko.
Goddamn right. Notable non-Makuuchi stuff for day 10. So, Division 3.
Oh, an even lower division this time.
Yeah, day 10. Koto Yusho versus Kawazoe. Kawazoe got pushed to the bales by former freestyle wrestler Koto Yusho, but as Kawazoe was flush against the Tawara, he used his amazing core strength and an impressive balance to Uchari Koto Yusho and then deposit him off the edge of the dojo. That was fucking badass. I was not expecting that outcome, but I was pretty stoked about it.
Dude, I can't even imagine having that kind of balance. He was bending backwards
and then just
over the Tawara.
Yeah,
and then just
backwards.
Throws the dude over his own body and behind him. How the fuck do you even do that?
I want that core strength.
Exactly. I want to get that strong and that limber and that balanced and then start fucking chucking people over my shoulder.
Watch out, Jones sisters.
Yeah.
You're going to get chucked. All right. Tohakuru came to visit from Juryo again to dominate Teritsuyoshi. So, I think Tohakuru is Juryo 3?
Yeah, wait. Okay, so Teritsuyoshi is Maegashira 15?
Yeah.
So that's 7 ranks below him?
Well, I mean, if you're counting East and West, I think maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Because I mean, East
Not
and West
counting,
are kind of part of their own ranks, but
yeah,
I think you're right.
East or West, then yeah, that's 7 ranks below Teritsuyoshi.
Yeah.
And he just comes in and dominates him in his own division.
Well, that's what fucking Atami Fuji did to Yutakayama,
That too, yeah.
Yeah, I'm proud of my boys. All right, Aoyama is able to stave off a makekoshi by manhandling Surigisho and giving him his.
Yeah. We kind of predicted this from the beginning, though.
Yeah. Nishiki Fuji was not going to let Wakamoto Haru deny him his kachikoshi. After locking his arm, swinging him around, and giving him a good shove, Wakamoto Haru, in an impressive feat of balance and agility, desperately tried to stay within the ring, but Nishiki Fuji started repeatedly shoving him like he was aggressively kneading a giant lump of stubborn dough until Wakamoto Haru finally lost his balance and toppled over.
Oh, he was like a weeble.
A weeble wobble.
Or, well, that might be kind of a dated reference. He was like
a wacky waving arm inflatable tube man?
No, did you ever have one of those blow up punching bag things that has the sand in the bottom?
Oh, like a clown.
Yeah, I had one of those when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I'm not that old. I keep referencing these things from way back in the day that have actually been around forever. But you know what I mean. Very bottom heavy.
All right. Takayasu is on the edge of a kachikoshi on day 10 when he goes up against the sole leader in the race up to this point, Hokuto Fuji. Takayasu stands his ground while absorbing a barrage of brutal shoves until he strikes at the exact moment Hokuto Fuji's balance is at its most precarious. That's when Takayasu gives Hokuto Fuji a hard shove to the face, forcing him to take a knee in his first defeat of the Basho.
Kneel! That was a pretty good bout.
That was fucking badass. Koto no Waka and Midori Fuji had a quick do-si-do around the dohyo before Midori Fuji locked onto Koto no Waka's arm to toss him out. But it appeared Midori Fuji's foot may have landed outside the ring at the same moment Koto no Waka's shoulder hit the dirt.
It kind of looked to me like Midori Fuji's foot may have landed first, actually. But, like, Koto no Waka was horizontal and kind of upside down by that point, like in midair.
Yeah.
So maybe the dead body rule applies.
Maybe.
I'm still not sure how that works.
Yeah, I just think it was a bad call. So the judges called for a Tori Naoshi rematch. Koto no Waka, not wanting to be put in that kind of predicament again, chose to activate his other set of titties to deliver a quick Sakui Nage defeat to Midori Fuji. His second titties activate.
Oh my god, I love him. But yeah, his titties do have titties.
See, I could tell that you wrote that talking about his power titties. See, you'd say that I have weird metaphors and like weird stuff. But you have power titties.
I just want to talk about titties and genitals all the time.
You do.
You want to talk about fucking rippling subdermal tamales and shit.
Don't talk about my tamales. All right. Tobizaru and Takabayama were pushing their limits on day 10. There was no lack of fighting spirit in this bout. And of course, Tobizaru had to get weird with it. Takabayama had him at like a really uncomfortable angle with one arm up in the air, kind of looked like a chimpanzee from behind.
Yeah, like the way he was hopping around with his arms up like that.
So yeah, he was like all like askew. Is that a kimbo? That's not a kimbo.
No.
Is it arms akimbo?
Akimbo would be if he was like splayed out, but he just kind of had his arm like
one arm kind of up and the other
Yeah.
arm kind of down. He was just kind of twisted, but still, even in that twisted position, it was like, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to try to throw this motherfucker. So after that botched ass throw attempt, he just started pushing with all his might to capture victory over his rival.
Yay!
Wakataka Kage. Wakataka Kage is very well versed in Ura shenanigans.
Oh yeah.
He splendidly adjusted to Ura's low tachiai and managed to foil all of his offense, knocked him off balance, put him in a morizashi, and just worked him to the bales. But instead of just pushing him over, Wakataka Kage delivered a Sakui Nage, sending him tumbling onto his ass like a fancy, bemuscled Winnie the Pooh.
Aw, Ura is a fancy, bemuscled Winnie the Pooh, isn't he?
Is with inhuman grip strength.
Yes.
Tamawashi on day 10 goes up against Matake Yumi and finishes him with the Sakui Nage. Tamawashi has achieved an amazing feat during his quest for this Yusho. Although it was Hokuto Fuji who remained undefeated longer, Tamawashi, a Maegashira-ranked Rikishi, defeated all Ozeki and Yokozuna during this tournament. This hasn't been seen since 1985 when Katawa did the same as a rank and filer. So although the Iron Man Tamawashi may have had his perfect attendance record yoinked from him because of the COVID protocols, he managed to secure a new record. That's fucking impressive.
Does it count, though, if it was due to the COVID protocols? Would that still count against him for his attendance record?
I think it does.
Because, I mean, he didn't really have a say in the matter.
Yeah, well, they didn't demote him because of it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they did that, but his perfect attendance has been yoinked.
Yeah, I don't think that they should put a strike against his attendance because of that. However, I do think that beating all of the Ozeki and the Yokozuna within the same basho is definitely a more impressive feat.
Yeah, that's pretty badass. All right. Hoshoryu decided to don his lucky blue mawashi for day 10 against the power hamster himself, Taco Queso. He slapped the shit out of Taka Queso at the Tachiai and slammed him in the face with his shoulder and drove him to the Tawara. Taka T-Rex was about to kotenage his ass, but Hoshoryu decided to go with the momentum, grabbed the back of Taka Queso's right knee, which caused Hoss to catapult into Taka Queso's upper body and slammed him to the clay. A BC Taoshi victory for Hoss.
Nice.
And
you
then,
know, I just noticed that we do use a lot of Mexican food references.
what, like, oh, the tamales, taco queso.
Taco queso. Is this because I got to that crunch wrap earlier?
I don't know. We do live in Texas.
Yeah, true.
Daieisho won his fight because Terunode Fuji withdrew. Fusensho win for Daieisho.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the end of Makuuchi for day 10. I just wanted to give a quick shout out to my Juryo boys. Atami Fuji ends day 10 at 7-3.
Close to his kachikoshi.
Enho ends day 10 at 4-6. Hokuseiho leading the Juryo charge at 8-2, along with Dark Horse Tochi Musashi. And in Makushita, former Ozeki Asanoyama is at 5-0. Koto Tebakari, who is Koto Shoho's brother, is at 4-1. Fuck your abs, because Aki Seyama is at 3-2. The Ukrainian Shishi at 3-2. And Roga also at 3-2. And then we have poor Yago, aka Shrek, at 1-4.
Outside of Matt's favorite Rikishi in other divisions, we did think it would be important to highlight who's on the leaderboard for Makuuchi. So at 9 wins and 1 loss, we actually have 2 guys at the top.
At the end of day 10, there is the Iron Man Tamawashi, and then the human Pachycephalosaurus Hokuto Fuji.
And then for 8 wins and 2 losses, following those guys, we have
Takayasu, the human, well, I guess he's a bear and a human.
the human bear. The
bear human, Takayasu.
Bearman.
Yeah, Bearman. And then
Mr.
Nishiki.
Bearman.
Mr. Bearman. And then Nishiki Fuji. Nishiki Fuji is fucking kicking some ass. I'm glad.
Yeah.
You know that he's a pretty cool guy.
And then at 7 wins and 3 losses, we have
Sekiwake Wakatakakage.
And then
Tobi Zaru.
followed by
The dastardly Chiyoshoma.
and last but not least,
Oh ho.
oh. Now, one thing we did kind of fail to do before this episode was announce who we had picked for our fantasy sumo. Of course, we did post it to the relevant fantasy sumo boards and whatnot.
Yeah.
But we do just want to mention who it was we picked and what our scores are so far
our
on
current
day
standings. And remember, this is high fantasy sumo.
It's not over yet.
True. Very true.
Okay, go ahead and read off the guys that you picked, and then tell me what your score is as of day 10.
All right. For Yokozuna, of course, I have Terunode Fuji. For Ozeki, I picked Taco Queso.
Delicious.
Sekiwake Wakatakakage. Komusubi Ichinojo. Maegashira 1-5, I picked Kotonowaka. Maegashira 6-11, I picked Nishiki Fuji. And then Maegashira 12-17 was Ichiyamamoto.
Flying off the doyo.
Oh, crap. So I have 41 points as of day 10, so I'm not doing too hot.
It could be worse. My picks were, of course, Terunode Fuji for Yokozuna, which does that even count anymore now that he's dropped out? I mean,
He's just going to stay at 5.
it doesn't really
wins.
count to begin with because
Can't change him.
everybody gets the same Yokozuna right now.
Yeah.
You know? Besides that, of course, I had Lord Shodai for my Ozeki, followed by Hoshoryu for my Sekiwake, Kiribayami for my Komusubi, Midori Fuji in the Maegashira 1-5 slot. For Maegashira 6-11, I picked Koto Shoho. Maegashira 12-17, Hiradomi. And I ended day 10 with 30 goddamn points.
Aww.
So I am not doing
What
too
are you
hot.
doing, Shodai?
Man, it's not just because I pick Shodai for my Ozeki every time, okay? Because Shodai kicked ass in the last Basho, and I still didn't win.
Well, Shodai's, taking a break. I think he just works better when he's under that Kataban pressure. He's just got to ride the line.
I know I should probably wait until he is Katabon to start choosing him for my Ozeki placement, because I know he's going to do well when he's Katabon, and then just pick other people when he's safe, you know?
Yeah.
But, I mean, look at how Matakayumi did
Poor guy.
this Basho.
Yeah.
Everybody's been kneeling down and kissing Matakayumi's butthole ever since he became an Ozeki. And I was the only one that said, I don't know. I think we might want to just kind of wait and see what happens. And now look.
Cursed him.
Now look.
You hurt his shoulder.
We can't talk too much about that right now. We've still got the rest of the Basho to see what happens. And that's pretty much all that's happened up to day 10.
This is the bookmark of day 10. So we will be back with 11 through 15 and more Mexican food references, because that's how we fucking roll. But yeah, this Basho
is the taquito of death. I don't know.
But this Basho has been almost like a welcome return to normalcy for me a bit, you know, because it's just kind of sumo. Thank God. Because everything that's been going on in our personal lives lately has just been fucking...
Oh my God, it's something else to concentrate on that's not fucking Cronenbergian body horror or thousands of dollars in medical bills.
Yeah. So. Thank you, Sumo.
Thanks, Sumo. You're the greatest.
So we will be back with some more international and amateur sumo action as well. But yeah, we got some cool shit in the works, so we're going to be throwing that your way soon.
Oh, fuck yeah. One of the episodes that we are doing in October, I have had this on the back burner for so fucking long, and I'm so glad we're finally going to be able to get it out. We also might be doing an event in November.
I hope.
Possibly. We will definitely give you more details if that ends up happening. Yeah. But until then, y'all know where to find us.
We're all on the social medias all over the place. Sumo Punx, except for Twitter, where we are...
Punk Sumo, because I fucked up the Twitter.
Yeah, come talk shit to us. Come give us recipes.
Oh, and make sure that you always spell punks with an X. We also have a Redbubble shop where there are t-shirt designs. You know what? You don't even have to get the designs on t-shirts. You can get them on stickers. You can get them on mugs. You can get them on...
tote bags.
Sure, whatever the fuck you like.
Yeah.
Besides that, we do have a donation page on Ko-fi. I'm
whatever.
not sure what it's called.
I think it's coffee. I don't know.
Yeah, so if you'd like to help me cover some of these medical bills,
yeah,
throw a couple dollars our way.
And if you're wanting to be nice to us, you can go rate our podcast on Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts.
Tell me how much you love me.
Or Spotify, wherever you consume your podcasts. Rate us high. Even if you don't like us, just rate us high. Fuck it. Why not? What have you got to lose?
Yeah, fuck up the algorithm. Yeah. Give us a 5-star.
Fuck it.
Well, that's the show.
That's the show.
Until next time.
Bye.